Well, good evening and welcome to Bulldogs Hockey. We're live at the Metro Rec Plex as the Bulldogs get ready to drop the puck with the O'Fallon Panthers, I think it is. We'll just go with O'Fallon. They get the pucks picked up. Bulldogs coming off of a big win last night, 6-3 over O'Fallon, as they played come away with a big win against O'Fallon, or East Alton Wood River Oilers. We'll get your starting lineup tonight for the Bulldogs.
At right wing, number 48, junior Zach Howard.
Tonight, on right wing, we'll get Zach Howard wearing number 48. At center, wearing number 5, Captain Jack Nimmo.
On defense, number 14, number 9.
On defense, number 19, Justin Lai. Number 14 on defense, Cooper Hicks. Wearing number 12.
Sophomore, Evan Brennan.
Wearing number 12 is Josh Resman Jr. and wearing number 50,
and now the starting
number Evan Brennan will start in between the pipes tonight.
At right wing, number 20, senior Scott Stelsley. At left wing, number 13, senior Camden Van Dorn. On defense, number 91. On defense, number 77, senior Matthew Kemper. At center, number 23, junior Maxwell Yatuber. And in goal, number 6, senior Logan Ham. And now will everyone please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
The O'Fallon Symphony Orchestra with a beautiful rendition of the national anthem as we get ready to drop the puck from McKendree. Both teams getting their buckets snapped up and ready to go. 14 minutes on the clock. If you're sitting at home, there's still time to make it down to McKendree to watch. You can make it by the second period. There's still 2 or 3 seats left available here on the Highland bench. Brennan out to the pipes as he'll get set. He's going to face off against Logan Ham of O'Fallon. Resman will take the draw. He'll win it back to Cooper Hicks. Hicks will shovel it up the boards for Howard. He'll get it over to Nimmo, but he's unable to settle the bouncing puck, and the Panthers will dump it down and in. They'll rim it around. Centered. That'll go all the way through. Wind up. Shot saved. Drennan will send it to the corner. And Nimmo in on the forecheck. trying to poke it forward. He'll make a hit and gets it out to neutral ice. Nimmo up to Hauer. Hauer brings it in, and he'll blow a tire in the corner. O'Fallon will throw that up into their own bench, and that's going to be a face-off in the O'Fallon defensive zone with 13:23 left to play in the first period as we're just getting started. 0-0 is the score. Hoyt will win that over to Gunter. Gunter not able to settle it. Hoyt on a good back check to try and break it up. Lai races in into his own zone, into the corner, trying to work it north. Hoyt there to help along with Gunter. That's going to trickle out to the defense. They try to chip that in, and Gunter's unable to clear it out. And O'Fallon tries to center it, cut off by Hicks. Over to Hoyt. Hoyt winds up. Brings it in wide, waits for Gunter to get set up, sends it off the inboards, looking for a set play. And that'll get cleared out to the blue line by O'Fallon. Resman tries to hold. O'Fallon brings it in. They fire a shot. Slow roller. Drennan with a big save. Loose right in front. Knocked away by the Bulldog defense. O'Fallon will dump it back down and in. It'll go into the far corner. Hoyt lifts the stick, clears it down the ice. And that's going to be an icing whistle, a defensive zone face-off to the right of Drennan. With plenty of time left to go in the first period, 0-0 is the score. 12:24 left to play in the first. Resman on the draw. That's Josh Flavor. Gets it over to his brother Jake the Snake Resman. Up the boards for Hauer. Hauer tries to center it. And that's off an O'Fallon player's skate. And they'll lift it out to neutral ice. Resman over to Nimmo. Nimmo brings it in. Sends it over to Resman on the far wing. Back in front for Resman. Trying to work it out front. Drop down low. Resman will go in on the forecheck. It's going to come out to Dortch at the point. She tries to pinch, and it's back the other way with O'Fallon and with the 2-on-1. And O'Fallon will mishandle the puck. And they'll have to regroup. They just bring it in off the post and into the corner. They try to center it, and it's chopped up into the air, and Drennan will get a glove on it for a save. And a face-off to his right with 11:37 left to go in the first. Boyd will take the draw with Orn and Gunter on the wings. O'Fallon's literally standing on the puck. Drennan will set it up for Tolley. Tolley up the boards for Orn. Orn will find some space and tries to feed it up to Hoyt. O'Fallon with a cross check to the back of Hoyt, and no call on that play. Hoyt will snap that in just over the head of the referee that didn't make a call. Coincidence? For sure. Gunter with it, working it towards the net. He'll get knocked away. Tolley into pinch, and it's back the other way as O'Fallon with room just dumps it down and in. Drennan will set it up for Hicks, who sends it around the boards. They'll fire it towards the pipe. Drennan gets over to make a big save as O'Fallon's set up right in front after the shot that goes off the post. Out to the point. O'Fallon will snap one down and in. That goes wide and into the corner for Hicks. Cooper Flavor. Snapped into the zone. Hicks will go in on the forecheck as the Bulldogs are changing. They'll clear it up the boards. Hazelhorse will settle it. Goes up the boards for Resman. Resman with some room. Brings it in. He's checked from behind. No call on that play. Weiss will chip it down low, and Hazelhorse will go in on the forecheck. O'Fallon can't clear it out. Resman will hold, but only for a moment as it comes out to neutral ice. Resman, Jake Flavor with a good poke check to knock it away, and it'll come over to the near side glass for Justin Lai. And he'll take it for a skate, drops it off for Josh Resman, up for Weiss. Weiss is going to bring it back the other way, turns, fires it out to the point. O'Fallon centers it, looking for the redirection. That's off of Jake the Snake Resman. Hazelhorse up for Resman. He'll try to send it through the legs of the defender, and they'll block that shot and look to make a breakout with 9:30 left to go in the first period. O'Fallon winds up through center ice, and they'll dump it in. O'Fallon sends it out to the D as they'll look to get set up. Resman tries to shovel it along. Poked away. Gunter will pick it up, and he'll skate it behind his own net. He'll chip it up the boards for Hazelhorse. Gunter will handle it. Brings it out of the zone with Nimmo. Nimmo will walk the line, but Gunter stick handles at the blue line, and we're in offside with 8:58 left to go in the first period. Bulldogs yet to register a shot on net. We'll get a face-off just off the O'Fallon bench with Nimmo, Orn, and Gunter. That's one back. Dortch races back. Turns, fires it. That'll find its way to Nimmo. Nimmo tries to one-time it to Gunter. Shot saved by Drennan. O'Fallon loses a defenseman at the point. We'll try to wrap it in near side. Drennan's got it sealed up. They'll chip it around to the near boards. Orn races. He'll throw the hit. Hicks will pick up the puck. Back up to Nimmo. Nimmo works it around and is poked down and in by O'Fallon. Rimmed hard around. Gunter able to cut it off. He'll throw the reverse hit. Trying to work it out in front as the Bulldogs are finishing out the change. Cooper Hicks chops it forward. And O'Fallon will have to get on sides and regroup. They'll bring it in. And that's going to come back out to neutral ice, and Hoyt will go in on the forecheck as O'Fallon will retreat to their own zone. They'll send it off the end boards. Orn down to put some pressure on. The defense will wind up. Weiss chips it away. Hoyt knocks it away over to Weiss. Oh, Weiss skates towards the net and fans on it. Hoyt trying to hold the blue line. That'll come out to Hazelhorst. They try to center it. Hoyt knocks it away, and Hazelhorst will pick it up over on the far board, sends it up to the blue line. O'Fallon will drive it back down low. Tolley down, putting the body to work. O'Fallon to the face-off circle, tries to center it. A battle for puck possession, and it goes over to the far boards for O'Fallon. Dumps it down low. Hoyt and Hazelhorst battling. O'Fallon comes away with it. They try to center it. That goes through. And Weiss clears it out. That'll go off the boards. Weiss over to Hazelhorst, and Hazelhorst is in. He's checked off the puck, and that should have been some call of some sort. Resman brings it in. Gunter battling in the corner, trying to get it out to the D. Over to Resman. He fires a shot, and Ham will make a save. That'll be the Bulldogs' first shot on net. 6 minutes and 21 seconds left to go in the first period. Score is still 0-0. Resman wins it back to Gunter. He'll fire one off the leg pad of Ham. Jake the Snake Resman will poke it down low. Gunter comes in, knocks it away, and Josh Resman will chip it down below the goal line where O'Fallon will get set up. He'll send it out to the point, held by Resman. He'll send it over to the far side for Gunter. Gunter's shot, save. Right there in front, Howard can't settle the bouncing puck. And we're going to draw a penalty in the offensive zone. That's going to come out to O'Fallon. They try to chuck it in near side on Drennan, but he's got that sealed up for a save, and Howard's going to go to the box. I didn't see the infraction. They're going to say a trip. And so the Bulldogs will have to kill off a penalty. with 5:39 left to go in the first period.
Highland number 48, Zach Power, 2 minutes for tripping, resulting in a Panther power play.
Nimmo on the draw with Orn, Resman, and Hicks. O'Fallon wins it back. Bulldogs will lift it out, and Nimmo's off to the races. He's in all by himself. Shot, goal! And Nimmo gets the shorthanded goal with 5:31 left to go. Just 7 seconds into the Bulldog penalty kill. And O'Fallon trying to go with the 6-man offense. Nimmo takes the body, and Orn will dump it down and in and goes in on the forecheck. O'Fallon taking their time, setting it up.
5, Jack Nimmo, unassisted.
They'll bring it up the boards and into the zone. They'll drop it off for the defense. They'll chop it over to the far side. Shot goes wide to Drennan. Resman will chase into the corner, trying to chop it up to Orn. Orn comes in, takes the body. Hicks trying to poke it away, and that'll come out to Orn as he'll lift it off of the... They're going to lift that off of the Jumbotron here, and unfortunately it ends in a defensive zone faceoff for the Bulldogs. And so they'll take the faceoff to the left of Drennan. O'Fallon wins it back. They'll dump it down low as they'll get set up. They try to center it, cut off by Weiss. Hicks knocking it away, and Hoyt will clear that down the ice. And Ham will chip it into the corners. Weiss will go in to put some pressure on as they've got another 54 seconds left to kill off on the penalty. Weiss tying him up in the corner. Still holding on to it. And O'Fallon will decide to skate it out. They bring it in wide. Hicks trying for the poke check. Right in on Drennan. Save. And Hicks will clear that down the ice. And O'Fallon will have to get back on side. They'll throw one towards the net. That's going to come out to Gunter, and he'll hammer that back out of the zone as the Bulldogs have another 20 seconds left to kill off. Gunter on the near boards will clear it back out again. And Resman will go in on the forecheck. O'Fallon brings it in. Shot off the bucket of Drennan. Knocked away by Resman. O'Fallon cleared out by Resman, and O'Fallon will dump it in and tag up. That was still offside as 89's in early. Tolley chops it out of the zone, and Resman hammers it forward, and he'll go in on the forecheck with 3:14 left to go in the first period. Out to Tolley at the point. He'll fire towards the net. Gunter almost redirects it. Tolley will dump it down and in. Resman overskates. And O'Fallon looks to make a breakout pass. Tolley holds again, knocked down by Hazelhorse. He'll send it towards the net, and a slow roller will get covered up for a whistle with 2:53 left to go in the first. 1-0 Bulldogs on the shorthanded goal from Nimmo. 8 shots to 6 in favor of O'Fallon. We'll get Nimmo, Orn, and Hazelhorse backed up by Lai and Tolley. No volume. I'm seeing it peak on there, June. Nimmo wins it back to Lai. That's cleared out by O'Fallon. Tolley sends it back the other way. Hazelhorse chips it in. Nimmo picks it up, makes a move. Oh, almost finds Orn on the back door. Nimmo picking it up again, trying to work it out front. And it's rimmed down and in. Takes a weird hop off the referee. And out to neutral ice where Lai will throw it back in, and the Bulldogs will have to tag up. Fallon down low, snaps it out to the blue line. That'll come out to Nimmo at center ice. And Lyle pick it up. Brings it in wide and gets his pocket picked by O'Fallon. They'll clear that back out to center ice. Chopped in by Nimmo. And O'Fallon will have to regroup again. Horn chops it forward as the Bulldogs try to hold the zone. O'Fallon will finally bring it out. Dortch and Resman, they fire a shot. Goal as they tuck it in around the far side of Dortch. And beat Drennan Blocker's side as they use Dortch for a screen to make it 1-1 with 1:31 left to go in the first period. Hoyt, Hauer, and Weiss up front. Backed up by Dortch and Resman. O'Fallon tries to hammer it forward. Hauer gets a body in the lane. They'll regroup. Dortch trying to hold at the blue line. He'll send one on net. Drennan will set it up for Resman. Resman makes a move, and that's lifted up and around the boards. That went up into the netting, but no call.
41 from 20 for 23.
I'll tell you what, the O'Fallon announcer's doing a heck of a job tonight, but I don't know what kind of caffeine he had before he got here, but he is amped. Hauer battling into the corner. Weiss will take it from there, tries to center it to Hoyt. Resman down to pinch. Takes a shot. Loose right there in front. And that'll come all the way out to Dortch at the point, who throws it back down and in. Weiss skates it towards the net. Shot save. And the rebound covered up before the opportunity for the Bulldogs with 33 seconds left to go in the first period. Scores tied up 1-1. 10 shots to 8 in favor of O'Fallon. Resman will take the draw. He wins it back, but O'Fallon cuts it off as they read that play. And they're in by themselves. Shot saved by Drennan. Rebound. Goes wide, and Gunter will exit the zone. He'll get it over to Josh Resman, who brings it in wide. Throws the brakes on. Gets his pocket picked, and he'll have to dump it in. Out to Tolley at the blue line. Horn will send it over for Resman. Resman over to Gunter, firing away. And Ham sprawling makes a save as the net came off with 0.8 seconds left to go in the first period. Possibility of one shot for the Bulldogs. They'll have to be right off the faceoff. They'll put Gunter up on the right-hander. And that'll do it for the end of the first period with a score of 1-1. Somehow they counted that last shot. I don't think it quite made it through. And we'll be back in just a few minutes with the second period. back from the intermission, and we'll get Nimmo, Hazelhorse, and Weiss up front. Backed up by Tolley and Hicks, grinning in between the pipes as we put 14 minutes on the clock for the second. One over to Hazelhorse. He'll bring it in, fires a shot, chopped away and into the corner. Weiss will chase. He'll take the hit. Fallon trying to work it around the boards. Almost turn it over to Nimmo and Weiss. O'Fallon out into neutral ice. They'll bring it in, knocked away, and that's offside, and we'll get a neutral zone face-off. Face-off just off the O'Fallon bench. Nimmo back on the draw. O'Fallon wins it, brings it in wide. Throws it towards the net, and Drennan will make a quick save with the glove. They'll take the face-off to his right with 13:23 left to go in the second. 1-1 the score. Boyd on the draw. Gunter and Orn on the wings. Hoyt wins it back to Hicks. They'll rim it around the boards for Orn. They try to run that set play from the other night. Orn's not able to settle it. O'Fallon skates it in. They'll fire a shot that goes wide, glove side. And O'Fallon holding on to the puck. They'll make a move, but Hicks, Cooper flavored, knocks it away, but O'Fallon will dump it back down and in. Tolley will throw the brakes on to find some open ice. Tolley with a stretch pass finds Gunter right up the center. Gunter comes in, takes the body. Hoyt on his horse. Orn there as well, and O'Fallon's going to send that over to the wing, and they'll bring it out. They wind up in over the blue line. They wire a shot. It goes over the head of Drennan. Orn over to Gunter, just off the mark, and Gunter would have been off to the races. He'll lift it high and in. Hazelhorse gets a skate in the lane, and O'Fallon will have to retreat below their own goal line. They'll rim it around. Howard comes in. He's not able to settle it. And Lai tries to poke it out of the zone, but O'Fallon holds, and they'll wait for retreat, or for extras to come in. Shot just a bit outside and wide of Drennan. Resman tries to work it out of the zone. That's going to take a bad hop, and they'll bring it in. Drennan with the save. Rebound goes right through his legs. Shot. And he's not able to get back up to his feet. And it's the goal's left wide open as it comes out to O'Fallon right in front to make it 2-1 O'Fallon with 11:40 left to go in the second. 13 shots to 12 in favor of O'Fallon. Nimmo, Hauer, and Weiss out to take the draw. Backed up by Jake the Snake Resman and Justin Lai. Resman over to Lai. They'll send it over to the far side for Weiss. Weiss will dump it down and in. Hauer. O'Fallon sends it out to the point where Resman sends it in on net. That's off of the body. Weiss will chase into the corner. And will come out to Resman. He'll throw it towards the net, looking for a good hop. Nobody in front. And O'Fallon will make a quick breakout. He'll try to spring the man early, and Resman funnels it forward into the zone, and O'Fallon defense will get set up. Resman comes in to hold. Yeah, but O'Fallon sends it back the other way. They fire a shot in, and Drennan will get a glove on that. And plenty of support in front there by the Bulldogs as no O'Fallon in the near area. 11:43 left to go in the second. Bulldogs win the face-off. Hoyt will wind up down the near boards. He'll send it over to Gunter. Gunter will bring it in wide. Drops it off for Resman. Shot goes off the goaltender's stick as Gunter tries to work it out front. He'll lose sight of it, and O'Fallon will send it out down the far side, and Dortch is in a foot race. They're going to wave that off as O'Fallon gets there first. They try to hit the trailer. Hicks sends it up the near boards, just out of the reach of Gunter. Hoyt chips it, and he'll chase. That's going to come out to Hicks at the point, who sends it towards the net, and that's blocked in front. And O'Fallon sends that in offside, but who's counting? Hicks will chip it up the boards. O'Fallon will try to throw it down and in, but that'll take a weird hop. Hicks holds on too long, and O'Fallon on a good back check to break it up and take possession. They try to center it. Dortch cuts it off. She'll work it out of the zone, looking for Hoyt, but it's held just at the blue line. And Cooper Hicks will clear it out. O'Fallon looking to get set up. Resman picks it away. Makes his move. Shot, goal! Josh Resman Jr. shows some patience as the defenseman tries to make a sliding block. And instead he'll chuck it in over the glove side of the goaltender to make it 2-2 with 9:20 left to go in the second period. Shots even at 14 apiece. Nimmo wins it back. Just out of the reach of Lai, and he'll take it back below his own goal line to get set up.
Scored by number 12, Josh Westman.
O'Fallon cuts off the breakout pass, and they'll send it over to the far side for the defense before they dump it back down and in. Try to work it out front. Resman and Nimmo there to make sure it doesn't make its way there. Nimmo will glove that down. He'll chip it out. And Nimmo's off to the races. He's in by himself again. Forehand, backhand. Oh, the goaltender got over to make the save. And the net will come off its moorings. And Nimmo racing in. Goes hard into the inboards. But Ham's ready for the task. 8:44 left to go in the second. Nimmo wins it back. O'Fallon tries to get it there, or to knock it away. Bulldogs able to hold on to it. They try to center it to Orn. And that's cleared back out by O'Fallon. Lai up for Nimmo. He'll throw it towards the zone, but O'Fallon will bring it in through neutral ice, and they'll mishandle it and have to regroup. They're in offside yet still. And so we'll get a whistle with 8:16 left to go in the second. Still 2-2. Boyd will take the draw. One back to Lai. He'll send it over to the far side for Resman, but O'Fallon's in up, putting some pressure on. Rimmed around for Howard. He'll chop it forward for Hoyt. Hoyt with a long stretch pass for Gunter. He's going to have to race in. They wave off the icing. Gunter almost picks it away. I think he was waiting for the whistle. Weiss, fresh off the bench, chips it down for Gunter. Gunter with a move. Can't get the pass settled, and that'll come out to the blue line for Lai. They'll send it towards the net. Hoyt will cut it off. Drop down for Resman. He'll send that in the vicinity of the net. Gunter trying to work it out front. Right out to Weiss. And O'Fallon knocks it away. He'll clear it out. Trying to spring the man on the backside, but Lies reads the play well. Winds up through center ice, but gets its pocket picked right at the blue line. And O'Fallon brings it back in. They'll fire one high over the head of Drennan. Lyle rim that hard around the boards. And that's held just at the blue line before O'Fallon dumps it back down and in. At trickles out front. Drennan makes a big save as it goes off his body and over. Back out to the point. Thrown back down and in by O'Fallon. They get the man untouched out front. Hoyt trying to pick it away. Resman there to help. O'Fallon will still hold, and Weiss will race in. Lyle rim that hard around. That's going to come up to Gunter. Gunter with some time and space. He'll bring it in as the Bulldogs will change. Gunter fires one just a bit high and up into the netting. .6:21 left to go in the second period. 2-2 is the score. We'll take the face-off to the right of Ham in net for O'Fallon. Resman, Orn, and Hazelhorse will get set up to take the drop. Tolley and Hicks backing them up on D. O'Fallon wins it out to the point. Tolley will dump it down and in. Hazelhorse in on the forecheck. But O'Fallon's able to work it north. You can't make a clean exit. The Bulldogs will continue to forecheck. Resman knocks it away, or Hazelhorse knocks it away. They'll finally find some open ice as they wind up right up the center. Tolley in hot pursuit, knocks it away with the skate. They try to center it, and that's cut off by Cooper Hicks. He'll rim it around for Maddox Hazelhorse. I don't know how that wasn't an interference call, but okay. As Hicks is checked down as he's trying to play the puck. Back out to neutral ice and all the way down to the O'Fallon defensive zone. Resman in on the forecheck, rimmed around. And they'll set a pick, which should also be a penalty, and brought back the other way. They'll chip it into the zone. Tolley in to defend. He takes the man to the boards. Tolley with a nice hit. And O'Fallon throws the stick of Tolley. How that's not a penalty, I don't understand. And then he stands on it, covers. And now we're going to get a nice little shoving match. But there were 2 or 3 penalties there that should have been called, but they'll let them play on with 4:57 left to go in the second. 2-2 is the score. They're going to pull that out to neutral ice as O'Fallon intentionally froze the puck. Nimmo, Gunter, and Hauer up front, backed up by Tolley and Hicks. One back to Tolley. Hicks will chip it out, looking for Nimmo. O'Fallon cuts it off. Finds its way back to Nimmo, and he'll regroup. Sends it over to Tolley on the far side, who tries the through-the-legs drop pass. And that'll go up into the netting off the stick of Nimmo. And we'll get a whistle and a neutral zone faceoff just outside the Bulldog zone with 4:31 left to go in the second. 2-2 the score. 15 shots to 14 in favor of Highland. Nimmo will take the draw. O'Fallon wins it in. Resman will chop it away. But O'Fallon's able to hold. They skate it right up the slot, but it's knocked away by Nimmo, and he'll wind up. Brings it in over the blue line, turns, fires one just wide of the net, and Dortch will come down to pinch, gets it over to Gunter. Gunter will brace for the hit, and O'Fallon's able to work it away. O'Fallon will throw that in offside, and it's dumped down low. Resman around for Dortch, over to Gunter. Gunter will get set up. He'll throw the brakes on. Tries to make a move right out in front, and Resman will pick up the trash. Clears it over, looking for Hauer, but they're not able to connect before O'Fallon dumps it back down and in. Nimmo tries to drop it to Resman. He'll battle for it. Up the boards for Hauer, but O'Fallon settles. Sends it towards the net. Cut off again by Nimmo. He'll throw it off the inboards, and that'll go onto the back of the net. O'Fallon tries to work it back out in front. And they'll drop it back down low. I'd like to see a nice icing here. That'll go hard off the glass and won't. They're going to go ahead and blow the whistle. I don't think it had even crossed the line yet. But the Bulldogs will get a much-needed change with 2:57 left to go in the second period. 2-2 the score. Hoyt on the draw with Hazelhorse and Weiss, backed up by Hicks and Lai. One back. That makes its way out front, knocked away by the Bulldogs. Hoyt intercepts the dump in. He'll send it over to the near side for Hazelhorse. Hazelhorse working it north. It's into the zone, and Weiss will go in on the forecheck. O'Fallon will clear it out. Hoyt will drop it back for Lai as they look to get set up. Hazelhorse throws it in, but he's not able to get it in deep. And it's cleared back out by O'Fallon. Worked up the boards by Hicks. Bulldogs will get onside, and they'll throw one towards the net. O'Fallon setting it up below their own goal line. Hoyt trying to put some pressure on, and O'Fallon's back the other way. They'll try to make a move, and Lai will take the body. And that's going to come over from Hoyt to Weiss. Weiss will dump it down and in. Bulldogs will go in on the forecheck. It'll be just Hazelhorse as the rest of the Bulldogs are changing. Lai tries to hold the zone. He does for a moment. That's going to come out to Lai right at the blue line. Hicks trying to jam it into the zone, but that's off a body. Hazelhorse knocks it away, and Hicks will dump it down and in. Orn in the corner. Rimmed around by O'Fallon. Resman with it. Fires one towards the net. Headhunter will go high. And Hicks can't hold on to it. And it's cleared out by O'Fallon. That'll be an icing whistle. With 1:21 left to go in the second period. After 9 o'clock, I'm not so good with numbers. Two to two the score from McKendree Rec Plex. Resman on the draw. Resman dumps it down and in. That's going to come back out for Resman. Nimmo will send it towards the net, and that'll take a nice hop for O'Fallon as it will go right up into the midsection of the goaltender and make it for an easy save. Nimmo on the draw. One back to Resman. O'Fallon picks off the dump in. They'll send that one towards the net. Drennan will make a save. He'll leave it for Tolley.
1 minute to play.
1 minute left to go in the second period. Nimmo trying to chop it out of the zone, but O'Fallon's able to hold. Tolley will take the body. Clear it over to Orn. Nimmo lifts it into the zone. He'll throw it towards the net with 44 seconds left to play in the second period. Orn skates it towards the cage over to Resman. He'll fire it off the backhand, but that's off a body and into the corner. O'Fallon with one more opportunity. They'll bring it in on offside. Drennan makes a save as they'll chop that on net. Sent towards the net. Blocked away by Nimmo, but O'Fallon's able to hold, but only for a second. And so with 14 seconds left to go, O'Fallon will dump it down and in. And they're going to let that play out. Tolley takes it into the corner. O'Fallon has got it down low. That trickles out front, and Drennan will make one more save before the period expires with the score of 2-2. 16 shots to 16, and even on the scoreboard. Coach Redmond out on the ice, drawing up a game of hangman for the team in between periods. He could have also been drawing up a play. We'll never know. Hoyt on the draw with Howard and Gunter on the wings. Resman and Lai out to defend. Drennan sets up a snow pile on each post in his crease. O'Fallon will dump it down and in. That's going to trickle out front. Drennan will chip it towards the corner where Resman continues to work it down low. Resman tries to lead it for Hoyt. O'Fallon gloves that down, and they'll bring it into the zone, skate it towards the net, off the knob of the stick. And that's going to come all the way out to neutral ice. O'Fallon sends it towards the net. Drennan will chop it into the corner. Howard comes in, takes the body. It goes out to the point, and a glove save with some pretty sweet windmill action from Drennan. That was almost a lasso. As he'll flash the leather for a quick save with 13:17 left to go in the second period. 2-2 the score. Nemo takes the face-off. O'Fallon will win it and chase it down and in. Hicks gets a stick in the lane, and he'll poke it north for Resman, who tries to clear it out on the backhand. And O'Fallon will cut that off. Back over for Hicks. Cooper flavor. He'll dump it down and in, but O'Fallon reads that play. Nemo trying to work it out of the zone. Dortch gets it out with the help of Nemo, and O'Fallon will take control and have to regroup. O'Fallon never tagged up on that play. Resman will take it down low. Dortch over to Hicks. Resman on the backhand again, can't get it out. And finally lifted out by Hicks. Nemo picks it up and he'll race it in. 2-on-1. Continuing to drive down low. Gets it over to Resman. Jamming away right there in front. And Ham will get that covered up for a whistle. And a couple of quick saves with 12-12 left to go in the third period. 2-2 the score from McKendree. Hoyt, Horn, and Gunter up front, backed up by Soley and Resman. Comes loose to Gunter. He'll fire one on net, and it's a glove save by O'Fallon as Horn's right there in front, looking for a redirection. Hoyt wins one over to Gunter. He'll send it towards the net, but that's off a shin pad. Drennan will send that shot on net towards the corner for Resman. He'll try to send it back up the boards. O'Fallon overskates it. Hoyt will rim it around for Gunter. Gunter with some slick mitts there to break it out. Retreating back into the zone. Resman and Tolley will get it out of the zone, and Gunter will chip it. Resman with some soft hands skates it towards the net. Shot off a body and wide. Tolley able to dump it back down low where O'Fallon skates it below their own goal line. Hoyt sends it over to the corner. Gunter on his horse. That's going to come out for Tolley, who tries to chip it back down and in. Gunter there backing him up, throws it up the boards, and O'Fallon will throw it down low. Oh, Hoyt almost picked a pocket. Gunter as well. O'Fallon will bring that in offside, and we get the call on that one. With 10:48 left to go in the third period, 2-2 the score. Nemo, Hauer, and Resman Josh Flavor, backed up by Cooper Hicks and Justin Lai. O'Fallon brings it in. They fire one that's off the skate of Lai. He'll try to leave it for Nimmo. O'Fallon takes control, and they'll skate it towards the net. Drennan with a save. O'Fallon trying for the wraparound. They'll skate it and get it right out front. Shot saved by Drennan. And Nimmo takes it to the corner. Up the boards for Resman. Resman over to Hauer. Hauer settles it, brings it in over the blue line, fires one on net, and that's a glove save by Ham. He'll drop it off. Howard trying to work it down low. Fallon winds up, brings it out. Lie over to defend. They try to work it out front. That'll come on net. Drennan will make a save, and he freezes it for a whistle with 10:05 left to go in the third. Bulldogs will go for a change. Hazelhorse will center the line of Weiss and Orn. Resman and Dortch out to take the drop. They win it over to Orn. He'll bring it in over the blue line. Takes it to the corner. Drops it down low, and Hazelhorse will chase. Along with Dortch, they're able to get that out of the zone. O'Fallon picks it up, brings it in. Resman chops it away with the poke check. Resman up the boards for Orn. Orn will clear it out. And O'Fallon settles it. Takes it back to their own blue line as they'll get set up. They'll go hard up the boards. They bring it in. Dortch to defend. Shot off the knob of the stick right out front. And Hazelhorse will clear that out as a good second effort there by O'Fallon with a pretty empty net. Resman will throw that in. Hoyt reads the play well, tries to intercept the rim. Resman over to Hoyt. Hoyt brings it in with Gunter. They fire one off, looking for a rebound shot. Right through the crease. Resman will fire one. That's Josh Flavor. O'Fallon with too much time and space works it down low. They'll send it to the corner where Gunter's set up. Skates it out front, looking for the redirection over to Hoyt. He'll drop it out to Dortch at the point. She'll throw that towards the crease, and now it's back out into neutral ice. And O'Fallon will bring it in. Knocked away. Hoyt over to Gunter. Gunter winds up, brings it in, fires a shot. That's off a body and up into the netting. And number 7 from O'Fallon's going to feel that one tomorrow, I'm sure. Ozone face off for the Bulldogs with 8:08 left to go in the third period. 2-2 the score. Nimmo, Hazelhorse, and Hauer, backed up by Tolley and Lai. Nimmo wins it. That's going to come out to the point for Tolley. He's interfered with. And O'Fallon's going to dump that in, and Drennan will just freeze it. As I think Mr. Tolley might have taken a stick to the mid-region. He'll go off, and Cooper Hicks will come on with Lai. Nimmo on the draw. Lai battles in the corner, tries to kick it up to Hauer. O'Fallon able to hold, but just for a second, that's going to come out to neutral ice, and O'Fallon will have to get reset with 7:40 left to go. O'Fallon brings it in. Drennan will make a save, sends it to the corner. They try to center it right out front, and that's cleared out to the blue line. Cut off by Lai. Nimmo over to the near side for Hazelhorse. Hazelhorse will dump it down and in. Hauer takes the hit in the corner and dumps it down low. And O'Fallon will bring it back the other way. They'll Dump it in. Lai will cut it off. Lai up to Weiss, and O'Fallon's going to settle that at the blue line before they bring it in onside. They fire one, blockered away by Drennan. Picked off by Resman. He'll find some open ice, and he'll wind up. Brings it in, takes about 3 slashes, no call. Throws it towards the net where Patton Weiss trying to look for a rebound. Shot blocked.
At the next stoppage of play. The winner takes home.
Cleared out by O'Fallon. That's going to go down the ice where Jake the Snake Resman throws the brakes on. Gets it up the boards for Orn. Resman follows it up to Resman. And it's lost at the feet of Josh Resman. He'll go in on the forecheck, rimmed around out to the point. Fed down low for Weiss. He's cross-checked from behind, and no call. Resman trying to work it out front. Weiss gets a stick in the lane, but O'Fallon will wind up through the neutral zone. They'll bring it in, dance it wide, lose the handle. Resman with a big hit, chopped away by Orn. And Orn will follow it up. Nimmo tries to knock it away, but O'Fallon brings it back in offside by 3 feet. O'Fallon sends it over to the far side. Hoyt with some room. Trying to work it up to Nimmo. Nimmo brings it into the zone. Tries to get it out front. Out to Resman. He'll throw it through the leg pads. Just wide of the O'Fallon goaltender, Gunter. Trying to skate it through, but O'Fallon picks it away. Hunter with a nice poke check, and O'Fallon will throw that into the zone, but Resman's there to settle it. We'll get it over to Nimmo. Nimmo drops it off for Jake the Snake Resman, and he'll send it up the boards for Gunter. Gunter brings it in, and he'll throw it in on the backhand. Hoyt held down low. No call on that play. Gets it over to Gunter. Gunter fires one just wide of the net as he tries to pick the top corner. 4:36 left to go. Hoyt picks it away, and that's dumped in by O'Fallon as they recover it. Tolley will drop it back for Cooper Hicks. Back around the boards for Gunter. Gunter slows it down. Sends it over to the far side for Hoyt. Hoyt with a move to find some open ice. Sends it over to the near side for Resman. Resman tries to dance his way through, and O'Fallon. Oh, good forecheck there by Maddox Hazelhorst to try to hold the zone, but only for a moment. That'll come back to Hicks and Tolley. Tolley back over to Hicks. Hicks clears it out of the zone. And O'Fallon will dump that in and tag up. Hicks goes up the boards, looking for Hauer. O'Fallon cuts it off. That'll be stick to the corner by Drennan. O'Fallon streaks right out front. Shot, save, and no rebound opportunity as Drennan will swallow that up with 3:31 left to go in the third period. 2-2 still the score from McKendree.
Number tonight, 405-038. Once again, that number is 405-038. You can collect your winnings by the addictions table.
We'll get a timeout. So we'll be back in just a few moments with the rest of the third period as there's 3:31 left to play in the third. Face-off will be to the left of Drennan. With 3:31 left to go in the third period, 2-2 the score. O'Fallon out shooting 23-20. O'Fallon sends it towards the net. Drennan will send it to the corner. Lai gets it over to Hoyt. Cut off by O'Fallon, and Resman will take control and breaks it out into neutral ice, but the puck will go off of a body, and O'Fallon tries to dump it in. That'll get cleared up by Lai. Over to Hoyt. Hoyt dishes it over to Resman, and he'll take it down low. They get that right out front. Hazelhorse jamming away. O'Fallon will send that out to the point. They'll bring it in. Lai in a foot race, and O'Fallon will overskate it. They'll take the body, and Hoyt will clear that out. And they're going to wave off any chance of icing as O'Fallon will get there with time. Cut off, breakout pass cut off by Hoyt. Hoyt tries to get it out front. Resman tries to drop it back off for Hoyt. He'll hold on to it, throws it towards the net. Fallon will drop it back into the corner where Resman will get there first easily, and it's lifted down and in for Hazelhorse. He'll get it right over out front for Nimmo, but Ham will make a save as he's got the post sealed up with 2:16 left to go in the third period. Only feels like 12 minutes. And we're going to get another timeout.
Timeout O'Fallon.
Push here.
A little motley crew on the sound system to get everybody fired up at 10 o'clock at night. Nimmo, Gunter, and Horn, backed up by Tolley and Hicks. Nimmo tries to win it back. O'Fallon will cut that off. They'll clear it out as they try to spring the man early. Hicks throws the poke check. They try to work a play right in front. Hicks holds it down below the blue line as O'Fallon's trying to work it out front. Hicks leaves it for Gunter. Gunter winds up through center ice, brings it in wide, tries to make a move. Tolley able to hold. He'll send it into the corner, and Gunter will go pick it up. Thrown down low. Horn tries to chip it out front. Rimmed around. Nimmo at the point, and that'll go off of a stick and up into the balcony almost off of the netting with 1:31 left to go in the third period. Resman, Hauer, and Hoyt take the face off. Hoyt gets it over to Hauer. He'll send it in on the backhand. It'll go just wide. Hoyt trying to work it out to Resman. That's going to come out to Lai at center ice. And he'll clear it out up the glass. And Hauer will go in on the forecheck. Fallon sends it over to the far side. Hoyt tries to bring it in. That's going to come out and down to Lai in his own defensive zone.
1 minute to play in the game.
1 minute left to go in the game. Lyle send it over to the Resman. Resman tries to go to the far side. It'll make its way to Hauer. Hauer lifted up the boards. They're going to wave off the icing. Hoyt with the high stick, and that'll be a whistle as Resman will settle the puck. And they're going to pull that all the way down to the Bulldog zone on the high stick with 43 and a half seconds left to play in the third period. 2-2 the score. Face off to the right of Drennan. Nimmo on the draw. They're going to do the set play. Lyle rim it around for Resman. Resman chops it into the zone, but O'Fallon will pick it up. That'll get worked right out front as it goes off the net. Nimmo trying to get it towards the net. Gunter there as well. O'Fallon tries to bring it in. Chopped away by Lai. Lai gets it up for Resman. Resman over to the near side for Gunter. Gunter brings it in, fires a shot. Goal! He goes 5-hole on Ham. And it's 3-2 Bulldogs with 11.4 seconds left to go in the third period. And if that doesn't get you fired up, check your pulse. If it was close to offsides, they didn't call it. That's what counts, then. Hoyt will take the draw. O'Fallon brings it in. Poked away by Hicks. Jump down and in. And that'll do it. The Bulldogs will get the win. 3-2 over O'Fallon as they go back-to-back nights on late games. And what a show tonight. Big last push in the third period. Comes away with a win. I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. I don't think we'll be back until next week. JB will be back this weekend. Tune in. Everybody have a great night, and we'll see you back at the rink. Get some sleep.